Ho ho boardies, welcome to Borderline Games. I am Gareth and this is Ciconia When They Cry episode 3. Yes, that's right, we're back playing Ciconia When They Cry. Last time we were introduced to far too many characters at the Battle Standard Festival. I think we're on the cusp of some kind of competition, if I remember rightly. Let's just proceed and find out if that's right. Hello everybody. So... everyone, can you believe it? These boys and girls are the aerial augmented infantry troops you've been hearing about. Armed with nothing but a single gauntlet, they fly through the air like fighter jets. They're armed to the teeth like warships. And they have invincible shields that can repel any sort of attack. In other words, it's fair to say that right here, right now, the peak of the entire world's military might has been gathered together. Interesting, is some sort of attack going to happen? Some kind of terrorism is going down. Well, it is an unknown weapon, whose true power has yet to be revealed. Even including today's event, their real worth hasn't been demonstrated outside of Verti. It became part of this festival starting this year, but before that, the debate was over whether this is a military event or an e-sport kept going on and on. By equipping the cutting-edge technology called the Gauntlet, certain suitable boys and girls could fly like fighter jets, arm themselves like warships, and repel attacks like invincible tanks. Naturally, seasoned soldiers weren't going to just believe in something like that. If things like the aerial augmented infantry really existed, the whole world's air, sea, and land power would become obsolete. The world's military strength wouldn't be measured by the number of soldiers, but by the number of boys and girls capable of wielding a gauntlet. For that reason, some of the spectators who were former soldiers watched on coldly or sneered at the contestants. Ridiculous. Little brats, flying around in the sky? Which comic are these superheroes from, exactly? Soldiers from all over the world, trained fiercely to protect world peace. Don't you think it's an insult to all soldiers, allowing these kids with their esports to participate in the glorious Battle Standard Festival of Peace? This gauntlet tech is suspicious from the start. You just know those researchers are eating through their budget based on some on-paper theory. The older they were, the more they glowered. On the other hand, everyone who was still a minor was held transfixed. Just by putting something on your left arm, you could soar freely through the sky with unstoppable power. Any child would be awed by that. And the adults told them to abandon those stupid dreams and study, since it was all fake. There was more than a little prejudice behind the adults' emotions. Who wouldn't want to fly freely in the sky? If the adults had been able to equip these gauntlets, they would surely have launched onto this new tech happily. However, to use a gauntlet you needed brains, capable of performing a dry-sig conversion on spiritium. And most importantly, whatever spiritium is, human spirits? In order to fly in the sky and use your equipment at will, you needed quite a lot of parallel processing ability. You couldn't display such talent without receiving special training and personal experiences from a very young age. In other words, everyone over a certain age whose childhood had ended before the necessary technology and training had existed was automatically disqualified from being a gauntlet candidate. Interesting. The young could fly freely, depending on their training and aptitude, but the adults could never do it. Furthermore, the combat capability they had honed after long and arduous training was no match for the Dimension Container. You could hardly blame them for having an inferiority complex. Those who had achieved their current position after harsh training glared most coldly of all at the kids calling themselves Gauntlet Knights. Damn it. That's why Arkanagi's the way he is, I guess. What the hell am I doing?
babysitting e-gamer brats like this. You're telling me each one of these runts has the same military potential as an aircraft carrier? If that's true, this planet's screwed.
Okanagi, who was serving as an instructor for the Aerial Augmented Infantry this year, wore an imposing array of medals on his chest. Each one was an honourable award, proving that he had withstood grueling training and given all he could for his nation and international peace.
Well, whether it's esports or video games, they bear the same burden we do. A little wink. That means I've just got to whip them into shape.
Oh, is that contestant Koshka of the AOU? That was quite a yawn. I guess she must feel confident.
Ooh. You've got 2 emails, Poyo!
Captain Ogonagi, the Director General, saw Koshka yawning just now and he is pissed. Ogonagi, is it not your job to see to the health of our contestants? She's actually yawning, isn't she? Oh.
You stupid equipment!
Now I'm getting raked over the coals. So does he have access to Poyo as well?
Just because Chloe can't do her job right. Achoo! Your sneezes are always so fun to watch. Are you okay?
My nose is all itchy for some reason. I can't remember anybody's voice at this point. And so is the top of my head. I went through so many characters in the last episode that all the voices I'd come up with have all been pushed out my head. I just do my best.
Achoo!
Let's get done now. The room was dimly lit. However, that darkness covered dignified furnishings. I don't know why I found that hard to say, which evidenced wealth and status, reminiscent of the kings of Europe's feudal age. The ceiling was high enough to be swallowed in blackness, as if it were a realm of the gods that humans could never reach. And yet, the most distinguishing feature of the room was that it was triangular. So, was the solemn-looking table standing at its centre solemn? And on all 3 sides sat the kings. They were shrouded by crowns and masks, obscuring their identities. Their hands were covered by white gloves, so you couldn't even tell their race or the colour of their skin. And their voices had been altered by something like a voice changer. However, the fact that their suits were of the finest quality, and that even just sitting there, their class and majesty couldn't be mistaken, left little doubt that they deserved to be called kings. They appeared to be watching the International Battle Standard Festival of Pieces competition between aerial augmented infantry units through their mental displays. King of Sorrow. So, tools of murder have finally risen to levels like this.
It is deplorable. The masses are like babies. They ignorantly turn whatever they touch into toys. They don't even try to learn what those things are.
All the better then. The common man's role is not to know. It is merely to obey the guidance of their king. Thank you, Gestress. Turn off the broadcast.
Oh? As you wish. After all, mental displays can be quite tiring for the elderly.
Well, even I drew on a mental tablet with my granddaughter when she was young.
You've been blessed with a wonderful granddaughter. How gracious of her to play along at the dawdling pace of a decrepit mind.
This girl, who at first glance might have been a secretary, teased the kings with her harsh words. However, the kings seemed to enjoy the foul tongue of this girl, who must have been even younger than their own granddaughters. Kings who rule at the top and are feared by all people rarely get taunted or made fun of. And so, their culture had long since led them to place an irreverent expositor in their company. This person was known as the court jester. Jestress. Her name clearly referred to a female jester. King of Sorrow. Oh, I see.
How stubborn humans are.
Indeed. Even when you try to eradicate them, many survive and restore their numbers in the blink of an eye. Just like locusts.
Oops.
It would seem merely trying is not enough. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Even if you completely destroy everything, a few human seeds will remain.
Noah's Ark failed because they let the craftsmen on too, instead of keeping it to just Noah's family. This time, we must truly return civilization back to square one. Even if we do, I imagine that humans will regain their civilization in just a few centuries.
But that is fine. After all, we'll be able to put distance between them and civilization's end. Well now, Jestress.
Yes, sire.
Give us today's report. Is everything going smoothly?
Yes, sire. I've received a report from the Grand Master of the Ninth Prime. Chivalric Order. Your faithful servant, who's far more useful than you, old farts. They've succeeded in sneaking members of the Order into the Ace Gauntlet Knight unit from all 4 factions.
Ooh.
Oh?
That's how I reacted.
So, the Battle Standard Festival children we just saw...
The 4 factions sent 6 members each, for a total of 24 people. If there's one in each group, that means 4 of our pieces have been inserted. Yes?
Now, we just have to wait for you 3 to finally make up your minds.
Has there been any trouble guiding public opinion in each country?
Of course not. Our talented comrades are hiding in media outlets around the world. All is in the name of guiding humanity down the right path.
Oops. Keep on hitting the scroll wheel.
Have you still not found the research center? We still have the bait that the mighty King of Ridicule granted us, but so far, nothing has tugged on the line. What a cheap move. If we could catch them by tail that easily, it would be silly of us to go to all of this effort in the first place. Don't be like that. If you never gamble, you'll never win.
Then, we'll wait for good news without hoping for it. After all, fishing requires the patience of a king.
If there's any movement, I'll report it at once.
Now then, gentlemen. Civilization's end is drawing near. We cannot fail again. This time, we must succeed.
Even letting loose that many WMDs across the world wasn't enough. The locusts, after all.
This is our last chance, gentlemen. Our last chance to make use of God's plan and return the fate of humanity to human hands. We absolutely must not fail.
As you wish. All
is in the name of guiding humanity down the right path.
In the name of guiding humanity down the right path. Huzzah! Weird. To my beloved Lady Gestress. Those people must view the boys and girls of the aerial augmented infantry as the most interesting guinea pigs in existence. Are we looking at here, are we looking at, like, AR or VR? These guys not what they look like properly. Like how we saw with, I don't know, there was a man and woman in the last episode that were talking at the beginning of that one. And they weren't, I don't think, they were avatars representing the people that were voicing them. Hang on, did I read all of that? I'll read it again. Those people must view the boys and girls of the aerial infantry, augmented infantry as the most interesting guinea pigs in existence. If I remain concealed here, they'll surely try to contact me in some way. If anything happens, I'll report on it immediately. Finally, the match between aerial augmented infantry aces from all factions is about to begin. The first event is an attack on a fictional military base. They'll compete on points in many areas, including the efficiency of their attacks and the time taken.
Lilja, Koshka, be serious when the actual match starts, okay? If you don't, I really will use my trump card.
I like breaking things. If there's a plate with so many breakable things in front of me...
There's no way I wouldn't dig in meow meow.
All squads are in excellent condition. We can do this.
I, Super Genius Jaden, guarantee it. With us Warcats and the freaks of Grave Mole together, we're the ultimate team.
Yeah, the six of us are the best of comrades and nothing can shake our bonds of trust.
Seems like foreshadowing for a disaster.
Let's do it!
All is in the name of guiding humanity down the right path. One message has been sent to Gestress. Ooh. Our boys are in our hands, our arrows are our hearts. We shall not falter when we shoot. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting us know. It's a weird clock thing. Is that like a lunar cycle or something? It looks a bit like it. But not quite. Oh, it's Pollo.
A new room has been created, Pollo. What would you like to call this room, Pollo?
What shall we pick?
I suck at stuff like this.
Does it matter?
Just call it the Warcat room.
Okay, but
what kind of room should we make it?
Just whatever. Go ahead and copy the data from our hotel's banquet room.
Nah, that'd be boring. They've come all the way out to Japan for this International Battle Standard Festival thing. They even care about being a good host. Anyway, what is it non-Japanese people want to visit in Japan?
Kyoto, obviously. They can't visit there, now even if they want to. So they'll like it, right?
Ah, you can't use Kyoto's data in Japan.
Oh, right, that thing. Every country's so strict these days.
Is everything ready over there? I'm about to bring everyone over.
Ah, crap, we gotta hurry. Let's just do something from the hotel. Where do Japanese people like to relax after a match?
Well, when we're done with the work, we take a bath, I guess.
Ah, perfect. Japanese inns always have big public baths as their selling point, right? That'll do nicely.
Something about that seems wrong, but okay.
I've pulled the public bath data from our hotel's website.
Got it. So, something like this.
Perfect. Mieo manipulated several things on his mental tablet, and the dark world instantly became the public bath of the hotel where the AOU Japan athletes were staying. There was an open-air bath on the outside and a sauna on the inside. A splendid example of a Japanese-style public bath. Personally, Mieo felt it would be really weird to have a post-match celebration in a public bath. However, Jaden said this was so much more Japanese, so he gave in reluctantly.
Is the room ready? Please tell me its name. Okay, random it is then. Room name, it's a wrap public bath. Roger that, Hoyo. You have created It's a Wrap public bath. Hoyo.
What's up with that name?
Well, you think of a better one. Oh, that's incredible. You made it. The bath at our hotel, huh? Too bad I'm my avatar and can't take my clothes off.
I mean, you could just put on a naked mod.
Oh? Amazing! If you put your foot in the bath, you can actually feel the hot water. I figured there'd be no point making it a bath if you didn't reproduce it with at least that much detail. Someone wants to enter the room. Hoyo! Will you give them access? Hoyo? Ah. Everyone's here. Mieo, please give them access. Sure.
When Mieo gave them access, the enemies they'd just been fighting to the death against appeared one by one near the bath.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Please, relax.
Whew. They really came.
I mean, I'm still not sure about this. If those COU guys ask who the Glass Sea belongs to, what should we do? I'd rather not start a deathmatch when the competition's already over.
Same here. One moment I start saying the Atlantis spirit field is on the high seas, so the ACR can't keep it all for themselves, and the next we're kicking off World War IV.
I'm Lingji of COU China, the captain of Baoboyu squad. I thank you for inviting me here. How shameless to hold a party in a public bath. As I suspected, the people of AOU Japan have lost their Japanese souls. Who knows? Maybe we'll change into a nude avatar to match the scene.
Not the first person that saw that. How shameless can one be? Princess, you need not remain in this undignified room a second longer.
True. It'd be undignified to enter a bathhouse with a clothed avatar. Oh, but didn't I have a bath towel avatar?
Princess, you mustn't. No!
Thanks for the invitation. I'm Aisha, from COU Indonesia. This red-faced weirdo is Momotake, from COU Japan. I'm Suyatha, of COU India, captain of Supana Squad. I'm Rukshana, from COU Saudi Arabia.
I'm Andre, Supana's peacemaker. Don't get used to these voices, guys. They're all going to change. Hey there, woo! Oh, I'm from COU Madagascar. Racially, I'm close to that guy and gal, but a bunch of stuff happened and I'm in the COU's faction. Nice to meet you.
Perhaps we should avoid the topic of the Mozambique Channel dispute today. I'm Rethabile, leader of Squad 601 from ACR South Africa.
I'm Aishik from ACR Algeria, serving as Princess Rethabal's caretaker and guard. And I'm a duo from ACR Senegal. If you notice anything strange about the princess, whisper it to us instead of telling her directly. Too much, honestly, can be painful after all. Wonder who the traitor is?
There's nothing there. I didn't even spill any sauce or breadcrumbs today. You ought to praise me. Princess Rethabile is a member of the African royal family. I never thought I'd see a princess in this day and age. I'm Noor of the ACR 1st Aerial Night Corps, the Cairo Memorial Squad. I'm from ACR Egypt. This cool, mysterious girl is Mariana from ACR Angola. Don't touch me so casually. I'm Mariana. This fluffy little cutie is Gane from ACR Ethiopia. Pet. Don't run away. Stop petting my head. Only big sis Noor gets to pet me. Stop smothering me. Don't touch me, Noor. Don't run away, Garnet.
Oh, so many people.
Oh my god, those three are so Yuri. Yuri is love's purest form. Neither countries, nor factions, nor continents can stand in its way.
We're the ABNs, 12th Holy Agent Corps. Yellow dot Shavit. You can go ahead and shove it. The three of us will show you humanity's greatest miracle of harmony. The particular brand of excitement left the straight-laced COU stunned, as well as Mayo and those from the AOU.
They're also in charge of PR for the kids. Basically, they do pop idol stuff too. Leah is from ABN Israel, Fatma is from ABN Turkey, and Stefania is from ABN Romania.
Whoa. What is that? That's weird. Is that how the T's normally are? No, they're not. Stanis Store from ABN Poland. Part of the ABN Peace Department's Holy 901st Aerial Augmented Infantry Squad. Thalafat Suyif. It's up there as well. Weird. This is my colleague, Naomi. Pleased to meet you. I'm Naomi from ABN France. And? Nayama? Stop being embarrassed and greet everyone.
I'm sorry, I went so wild in the match just now. Please forgive me, everyone.
So does the match happen now? What's going on?
Whoa!
No, it is I who must apologise. Already a different voice. I judged you by your appearance and underestimated you.
You there, Nayama.
Manners dictate that a champion act like a champion in front of the losers. Hold your head up high so that losers may speak proudly of the one who defeated them when they return home.
I know, but I want to find a hole to crawl into. Oh.
You're far too self-deprecating. We don't want you losing sleep from self-hatred again. Naomi. I'll give her a tiny bit of anti-anxiety meds.
Whoa. How'd you like that? Nayama, the invincible girl, is the strongest in the world. Whoa! And I'm the beautiful fairy girl from AOU Finland, Lyja Meow. This Lamik is Koshka from AOU Russia.
Shut up. I wouldn't mind letting loose right here, right now.
Bzz. You do not have permission to engage in combat in this room. Hoyo!
Figures. That's no fun.
Sorry, we're late. I'm Chloe from AOU Canada. a member of Grave Mole. I got the room name wrong and had trouble getting in. She tried to get into it. A rat public lust. Hilarious. Meow.
How does that even...
But that's how my Kazuna converted the word into text. It was just a minor conversion bug.
Oh my. That must mean you use the word lust a lot.
That's not true. Ah.
I get it, it's just a bit of Japanese magic, huh? In Japanese, bathhouse and lust are both pronounced yokojo, and it got converted the wrong way. Personally, I think the lust version would have worked too. It's a bunch of boys and girls in a public bath after all. Too bad we're all using avatars. We could all be having sex. Then why don't we meet up offline right now? In proper attire for a bathhouse, of course. Stop that, Rookie. Don't turn red just because someone said lust.
It's a rap. Public lust, huh?
Eek.
It's gotta mean those machos from the ACR, right?
You mean Ishak's and Abdur's black bodies intertwined? This is all weird.
Nah, he's gotta be wrapped around Stanistar. You can call me Stan.
This is giving me a headache. You and me both, Sayafa. What a vulgar bunch. Would you care for some headache medicine? I can send you the best preparation data. Princess, let's depart at once. This place is entirely unsuitable for one such as you.
Is everyone in COU Japan a samurai with a top knot these days?
No. Momotake is just like that for some reason. It's strange he didn't start out that way.
Wow. Ah, this bath feels so nice. Going into a bath in your clothes would be weird, so I'll go look for an avatar without them.
Hold on. A maiden's skin mustn't be exposed to everyone but the fated partner. Hey, someone from the ABN. Stop her. This looks fun, so I'll send Nyama some body data for her naked avatar.
Should I send her a super flat lolly on a short stack lolly? Jesus. Big sis snore, let me hug you.
Hey, I told you to stop being so clingy. Yeah, and all I want to do is hug Mariana.
Hands off, Nor. I want to pet and fluff Gunner now.
Gannet.
As I thought, even though our countries are different, we can be friends if we gather together like this.
To be honest, all of them had secretly wanted to gather together like this across faction lines. However, once you stepped outside of your faction, it opened up the possibility that all kinds of touchy subjects like border disputes and historical issues. They were youths of this era, so they were fully aware that all sides had things they wanted to say. And they were more than a little afraid of encountering the kind of fierce debates you saw on social networking sites. However, when they finally met, not a single person said anything like that out loud. In truth, before coming here, some of them had been eager to question their political opponents on various issues, arguing them down. The AOU and the COU had the Central Glass Sea of Japan border dispute. The COU and the ABN had the Kashmir Spirit-Fueled Joint Development dispute. And the ABN and the ACR had the dispute over ABN occupying forces based in Northern African continent. And the ACR and the AOU, of course, had the Atlantis Spirit Field dispute. And then there was the issue of AOU Russia interfering with the ABN Ukraine and COU Madagascar and ACR Mozambique's conflict over the Mozambique Channel. It might get confusing with all those initials, but simply put, every faction always had some issue with every other faction. Even though soldiers around the world were supposedly warriors of peace who held up the walls of peace together, everyone had been a bit unsure whether they'd really be able to get along if they interacted directly. However, when they actually met, it was like this. Everyone thought the same thing in their hearts. There may be a lot of problems in this world. There's no helping it. National borders don't just divide the world into countries, but into sets of principles and opinions as well. Borders aren't evil. They're like the walls of a water tank. Land animals live on one side and water animals live on the other. If you lose your national borders, then you lose the walls of that tank. All the land animals will drown. The ocean animals will lose the water and die. In the first place, it's arrogant to assume that all life should live the same way. You have to admit that even humans live in different cultures, with different lifestyles and different ecosystems. So, if national borders are necessary, you must admit that principles and opinions can be different when you cross those borders. Just leave arguing about such issues to diplomats and internet patriots. All of these people were born in different countries and attached to different factions. And yet today in this place, they were all friends who had worked hard to become Gauntlet Knights for the sake of peace, or at least because of their fascination with the sky. After meeting like this, they were all able to think that.
Hey, who here uses
Kuzuna? Who uses Kizuna, right? Everyone raised their hands. Kizuna was a free communication tool developed by a Japanese business. Its main function was translation. Countless similar programs competed for market share, and in the end, Kizuna had been declared the winner. The Japanese company that made it was just a small collection of young people, so small that they'd be conceited to even call themselves a company. At first, its capabilities and all other aspects of it were nowhere near as efficient as those produced by massive corporations around the world. Furthermore, tools like this made people react like imprinting chicks. What? In that they intended to always use the first tool they installed and were used to. What does this mean? Tools like this made people react like imprinting chicks? Weird. This was why massive corporations created several tools aimed at youngsters. However, in the end, these youngsters turned their backs on all those tools. Of course, the young wouldn't be swayed by features pushed on them by old people, reacting on their laurels while scheming to gain an economic advantage. They always had ATM-type features, greedy service contracts with cancellation fees and so on. In the end, those convenient features always came at the cost of being dragged into some paid service, or else having your data collected. The usual malicious things adults did. In that environment, the simple tool called Kizuna spread by word of mouth to more and more young people everywhere. The circle of youngsters wanting to support it spread across the world, and young engineers from all over the planet cultivated it. In this way, the tool youngsters used to translate conversations, Kizuna, was created solely by the young. It was passed around by young people all over the world, and now it had the greatest usage rates everywhere, at least among the young. The massive corporations realized their mistake and tried to buy up Kizuna, but the tool created by the young, and for the young, never fell into the hands of greedy adults. To this very day, Kizuna helps to translate conversations between young people who speak different languages. Even now, young people around the world continue to strengthen its translation and dictionary capabilities, making it capable of translating even modern slang. As could be seen here, people from dozens of countries were speaking frankly in their native tongues, but it was all being automatically and quite smoothly translated by the Kizuna apps each of them had installed. No one had problems communicating. Long gone were the days where language was a barrier to form friendships. Of course, it could do more than just translate. It also had a familiar chat feature, a mini blog feature, and the ability to upload photos of for self-satisfaction or to brag, and much more. In short, it used a mental tablet, a mental display, to directly do the things all humanity had used smartphones for. And it all happened inside that person's head. so outsiders couldn't see what they were doing. No one could tell if they had it activated during class. When adults activated it, it took all their concentration, so they couldn't use it well. However, kids of the new generation were used to background operation. People in the generation that did their homework while watching TV might remember their parents telling them to turn the TV off since they wouldn't be able to concentrate. However, even at that time, they could watch TV, listen to music, and do their homework while simultaneously texting on their smartphones. Kids these days were very proficient at that sort of parallel processing, which allowed them to do many tasks at once. Once they reached a certain skill level, kids like this were called parallel processors, and their ability was measured in units of parallel processor power, or P3. This sort of ability couldn't be mastered unless they received special training before a certain age. Not only was that talent necessary for using high-tech weapons like gauntlets, but it was thought to be a likely requirement for unknown technologies that might come into existence in the future. For that reason, in countries across the world, parallel thinking training from a young age was made mandatory, as a matter of national policy. This was the first generation. The people here represented those with the highest parallel processing power from several countries, and so it was normal for them to communicate through Ciconia, even while on the job. Technically, they were forbidden from playing with tools like that, so they could concentrate on their work, but, well, you couldn't tell someone was using a tool inside their brain just by looking at them. On top of that, they were talented parallel processors, so using Ciconia on the side didn't distract them at all. Soldiers from all countries were forbidden from using Ciconia, but they all did. On the contrary, they preferred the youth-targeted, easy-to-use Ciconia to the inflexible military communication tools that had been built for adult reasons, and they often chatted with Ciconia during missions.
Wait, so we're all using Ciconia? I thought each country had its own tool.
Ciconia is convenient, and its stickers and icons are really cute. Is this an advertisement for Ciconia? What's going on?
So cute, Poyo! Koa. I use the Caraporia stickers and stuff too. They're so cute. Wow. I'm Carapoyo, the outie frog. Poyo. My hobbies are sleeping, eating, and dancing. Poyo! If you have any questions about Ciconia features, ask me whenever you like. Poyo! If you ask how to delete me, I'll send all the pictures stored in your mental mind pics to your friends. Poyo!
I use the hottie icons. Well, when all the girls are using a tool, we guys have to use it too. The tools from our country are all so stuffy. The tools in the ABN have no spark to them, so they aren't too popular. I really should be using a tool for my country, but this is so easy and convenient when I keep using it. Oh, so many people. I don't really care which tool I use, but everyone around me uses Ciconia, so I reluctantly gave in.
I used to use something else, but I switched over because everyone I knew used Ciconia. Meow. Ciconia has so many free games.
I make friends just to get hearts in Wanya Dora. Me too.
Oh, you do want Eudora? Hey, who's your main?
I use an ultra rare one Janus I built up into a counter stop.
Yeah, we've got ourselves an addict. I'll send you reinforcements, so tell me your ID.
The rules forbid it, but the princess likes Ciconia, so...
So basically everyone else uses it, so you want to use it too, and that's how it's spread across the world.
My. It's as though Ciconia or interpersonal bonds have tied friends from around the world together. What a wonderful thing. I'm feeling like Ciconia's not going to be so wonderful. You say that, but you all still have the ad blocker installed, don't you? Everyone around him raised their hands at once and burst out laughing.
I'm the only one who doesn't have one. Someone tell me where I can find a good app. Ugh.
If you don't mind using one from the ABN, I can link you to a download site. Nice, nice. By the way, since we're all here, why don't we all send each other friend requests?
Sounds good. There's no rule saying you can't friend someone from another faction, right? There is, but interactions on Ciconia are practically unregulated.
Now that sounds interesting. Sure. I'll grant people from the other factions the honor of friending Super Genius Jaden. That's me. Super Genius.
Want to make a friend request? Lieutenant Lingji? I would be happy to accept Lieutenant Mayayo, ace from AOU.
So the people here, some of them are like traitors, right? So this is all going to go all pear-shaped.
You can just call me Mayayo. Then please call me Lingyi. You're quite the ace yourself, Lingyi. Let's fight again sometime. I'd also like to try joining forces and fighting against an AI opponent.
So we've not actually seen them fight. Are they actually fighting at the same time as this weird conversation is happening? Because it's showing how they can do more than one thing at a time. I don't know, just a theory. Everyone started exchanging friend requests with the people closer to them. Peace and harmony. Hard to think of a better phrase to describe it. It would have felt extremely strange to enter the water itself with clothed avatars, so people formed groups here and there, dipping their feet in like it was a foot bath and chatting happily. However, the open-air bath was unsurprisingly the most popular spot. This place had an ocean view that was absolutely beautiful. Thanks to the luminous 8MS, the fantastical blue of the vast glass sea could be seen even in the darkness. However, its beauty was hollow, and it made everyone feel a bit sentimental. The site of this year's festival, the Gifu Prefecture of AOU Japan, didn't originally have a view of the sea. The sea they were looking at wasn't filled with salt water, but with earth that had all melted to glass after experiencing unimaginable heat. During the World War III, Japan had been hit by a single solar warhead. Everything in a vast area stretching from central Gifu to Osaka had evaporated. All of it had melted, hardened, and turned into a desolate ocean of glass. That one strike had split the Japanese archipelago in half. It was fantastical, beautiful, and also the scar from a fearsome war where masses of people had instantly evaporated. However, what's truly interesting is that no one present here knew who had created this glass sea. On the contrary, they didn't even know which countries had fought which in the World War III, or what had started it. They didn't even know the details of how it had resolved itself in the end. Of course, you couldn't find this information by searching for it on the net. After all, memories from World War III had been sealed off from the entire world. Why did humanity choose not to learn from its mistakes? Probably because we finally realised that our foolishness makes learning pointless.
There are as many histories as there are people who tell it. Eventually, individual histories will contradict each other, providing fuel for new fires. Just forgetting everything is better than giving rise to new hatred.
In the B3W era, intense historical research into wars had taken place across the planet, ostensibly to prevent war from repeating again. However, in the end, humans are only capable of interpreting history in ways that suit themselves. As a result, recorded history began to change depending on each person's country and faction's needs. A long time later, these histories began to bump into each other, and everyone started criticizing everyone else. In short, the research that was supposed to stop war from repeating became the fuel for new wars. And so, when on the brink of extinction, humanity picked a certain option for the first time. It decided not to write down the history of the war. What countries fought in World War III, for what reason, and how did they destroy the world? All of that information was carefully sealed. All this generation knew was that World War III had happened, and that humanity had almost gone extinct. They only knew that as a result of the war. Many places throughout the world had been scarred so badly that even the topography had changed. That's just kind of the mountains and valleys, right? Is that what that means?
These days, we don't even know what World War III was or why it happened.
Do you want to know?
Huh? At this point, there's no need to know. Yeah. After all, if we did know, everyone here might not be able to get along. Wow.
Well, even if I found out right now, I wouldn't let it bother me.
Yeah, I agree. Even if our countries were going at it, that has nothing to do with the people here now.
My America and Mieyo's Japan fought all out in World War II, but that doesn't stand in the way of our friendship. Mieyo and Jaden high-fived in a way that showed that they were men who knew each other well.
My country had a war with America too, but I just want to be friends with Jaden. Wow. Well, me too. I have no desire to crudely demand that Mieyo apologize for the Sino-Japanese War, is that what it is? It isn't as though Mieyo ever attacked us. We hadn't even been born yet. Indeed. The friendship of the people here shouldn't be affected by things like countries, histories, or the past. And that's why, as we look at this glass sea, there's just one thing we all need to remember. One thing? If people all over the world become friends, a terrifying ocean like this will never appear again.
Currently, historical research of World War III was only acceptable as an exception amongst exceptions inside special research institutions. Even trying to learn about it was a crime. In recent years, even investigating the region of Aoyu, Japan, that had been evaporated by a solar warhead had been added to this taboo. So pictures and even old maps of Japan's beloved and beautiful ancient capital, Kyoto, had been banned. Eventually, the simple fact that a beautiful city called Kyoto had existed will probably fade from memory. If that was a necessary sacrifice to prevent another war, then just how horrible is this war? Is war, and how horrible are humans who can't help but push towards war? Japan and America, which fought in World War II, did develop a strong friendship following the war. However, some have argued that this was simply because that relationship was necessary in the Cold War that followed. In the end, as long as countries lead people by the nose, it may be fair to say that everything happens for the convenience of those countries, regardless of whether people end up hating each other or becoming best friends. As for this fantastical blue, beautiful glass sea, everyone had chosen to ignore the fact that crowds of people had evaporated and died here in an instant. Maybe they had finally accepted that humans aren't creatures who can learn, but creatures who hate each other and long for war.
Listen, everyone.
Mieyo shook his head slightly, regaining his bright expression, then stood up and spoke to everyone. Oddly, despite how many people were here, they all had the same look on their faces.
You know, we may be from different countries and different factions. And who knows how this world is going to turn out.
But no matter how much time passes...
Hey, I was talking. And no matter what happens, I'd like for us to be friends.
Ling Ji felt exactly the same. And so did everyone else. They all looked at each other and nodded. I agree. We're all friends supporting the walls of peace together. Someday, we may meet again as enemies. But still...
We'll still be friends.
Indeed. There is a great difference between opposing each other with hatred and doing so with friendship and respect despite our differing factions.
In the first place, our sole mission is to give those old politicians time to cool their heads and resolve disputes. Yeah. I don't want to start killing each other because some old person orders me to. That's right, Rookie. We aren't the adults' pawns.
Exactly. There's no need for us to kill each other. We just have to buy time, so those old people can chill their boiling heads.
That's not something a soldier would say. Should even say. We're comrades supporting the walls of peace before we're soldiers.
That's right. We didn't come here because we wanted a war. We're here because war's no joke. It's not cool.
Even if there is a war, we should resolve it with matches and games like today.
By now everyone had the same feeling, the same words on the tips of their tongues. Mieo, the one who had brought up this subject, spoke those words aloud before everyone else.
No matter what those asshole adults say, we definitely won't kill each other.
That's a promise. For no reason at all that would happen.
So, you don't think that would be impossible? While still carrying out our duties as soldiers. If your shield breaks, you should surrender willingly and retreat. And you should never chase after people when they do that. Wow.
After all, our left arms are so valuable they can't afford to let us get shot down needlessly. That's right. Even the IPMA says you can't attack an enemy who's lost the will to fight.
Does that just apply to those of us present?
It doesn't, right? My friends are all my friends, okay? Let's have our friends and everyone else's friends all be friends. At this moment, all the Gauntlet Knights in the world just become friends. I'll make my friend list visible to all of you. I second that. I'll make my whole friend list visible too.
I don't have any friends.
Then start packing your friend list today. You'll have so many Wanyadora hearts, you won't know what to do with them.
Oh. Okay then.
Of course, just sending a friend request didn't automatically make them best buddies. They were probably doing it partly out of politeness, sort of like exchanging business cards. And anyway, what did it really mean to send a friend request to someone from a different country whose face you've never even seen? However, even if it was just a formality, at this very moment all the young Gauntlet Knights who wielded the cutting edge of the world's military might were joined by bonds of friendship.
So, instead of the tennis court oath, it's a public bath oath. Then let's make an oath just like Jacques-Louis David's famous painting. We are friends and allies supporting the walls of peace. We will never hurt our friends. As everyone took an oath-making pose of their own choosing, they swore to hold true to the same sentiment. We're all friends.
Oh! What? Oh, what? What's
so funny? Who are you calling friends? You say you'll never kill each other, when that's all your job is. What's so funny? What's so funny? You're the one who's gonna be doing the killing. You are. I'm going to kill. Who? Right over there, I am sending Wanyadora hearts to Koshka. Koshka is gaping at how many hearts she's receiving. Across from us, Linji is installing Wanyadora with Mieo's referral ID. Take those two you're happily chatting with right now. Koshka. Linji. What about them? You're going to kill them. You are. By your own hands. Why? Why would I kill my comrades? Like Koshka or Linji? Did you forget? To kill. To destroy. That's the sole reason you were created in the first place. I don't understand. Who even are you? Why do you look like me? I am you. I'm one of the many yous inside you. And because I know the horrifying reason you were created, I've come to put a stop to it, as your inner conscience. What are you talking about? I don't get it. I don't get it. You're an object worthy of hatred. You were created for the sole purpose of killing and destroying. Any other actions you take are merely steps along the path to achieving your final goal. I'll say it again. You're a cursed creature, created only to kill and destroy. Are you kidding me? Don't decide that on your own. I'm a Take Manyeo. I always have and always will live by my own willpower. So I was created to kill and destroy, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. No one ever ordered me to do something like that. Even if they did, like hell I'd obey them. And yet, you already are a Gauntlet Knight. So what? The Gauntlet Knights are individuals with the firepower of a warship, the ultimate cutting edge of military might. You're steadily preparing for your goal of death and destruction. That's not why I became a Gauntlet Knight. I just wanted to fly. That's why I made it my goal to become one. Well, it's true that I was able to choose the path because Dad had me undergo parallel processor training ever since I was a baby, but... Let me tell you a bit about your future. You're going to kill that girl called Koshka. And that girl called Linji, with whom you've been chatting so happily. I don't care what you say, idiot. I won't kill them. We just swore we wouldn't. And it's not just those two. I definitely won't kill anyone here or any of their friends I haven't met yet. I'm not the only one who swore. We all did. All of us. All of us. No. They'll all kill each other too. This playing at friendship is meaningless, worthless, and every single one of you will kill each other. Shut up. Shut up! This is a future you'll definitely reach, and a fixed event you'll definitely carry out. Take that girl Linji, whom I said you'd kill. I can even tell you how you'll kill her. It'll be a close-range, face-to-face aerial fight. You'll shatter Linji's head with a punch, backed by a force field. In the back of my mind appeared the image of my fist smashing through Linji's head in an aerial battle. Quit screwing with me. This is an illusion. And even if I did pull Linji into a close-range aerial fight in an actual battle, she's an incredibly talented ace. At the Battle Standard Festival, I was made painfully aware of her skill. Of course we wouldn't let each other get that close so easily. You think I'd hit Linji with my fist in a close-range battle? Who do you think we are? You underestimate Linji too much. If I launched an attack that's sluggish,
She'd just raise her shield and send me flying away, increasing the distance between us.
Under normal circumstances, yes. I think you'd do that. And so would she. But it won't be possible. Not for her to knock you away with her shield. After all, unfortunately for her, she won't be able to use her shield then. So your fist will continue on and crush her skull. Her ejection shield will malfunction. That's the worst sort of malfunction a gauntlet would have. No, it won't malfunction. You will kill her. That plotline will simply be carried out. I will kill Lingji. And not just her. I'll tell you how you'll kill Koshka. Koshka will be swallowed up by a swarm of those guided missiles you love, and the shrapnel will tear her whole body apart until she dies. This time I saw Koshka plummeting downwards, surrounded by sparks and blood pouring from all over her body. Even you and your partner Jaden will fight fiercely to the death. Same with the others, all of them fiercely exchanging fire over and over, killing each other. A future image flew through my head, unstoppable, of all those friends who had just sworn their friendship. Blood splattered and tears dripped down as they killed each other. That kid's gonna die too. And that one. And him. And her. Every one of them will die. They'll kill each other. And be killed. Stop it! Stop showing me these crazy illusions! No, these aren't illusions. You might call them memories from a guaranteed future. You exist, therefore this future must happen. Because I exist. I exist so everyone's gonna die. I'm gonna kill them. No, I don't want to kill anyone. I want to be friends with everyone, forever. You want to protect this world of friendship, where interpersonal bonds join all of you together. Of course! I'll protect it. I'll protect friendship and peace throughout the world. That's why I became a Gauntlet Knight. Well, there's just one way to protect this world. Tell me, don't leave me hanging. I want a world where we never become enemies. It's very easy. Just will yourself to disappear. If you do, no one will suffer or be sad. Is the world going to break because I exist? What in the world am I? Oh, I'll tell you what you really are. What I really am? I'm Mataki Mieo, a Gauntlet Knight of the Aerial Augmented Infantry Unit Warcat from AOU Japan. That's just your backstory. After all, you're just a program built for destruction which was given the name Matake Mieo. Okay. Hiya! Kira! Someone wants to enter the room, Hiya!
Wow, okay, what a twist. Well, I guess that's as good a place as any to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I wonder what's going to happen next time. I mean, what is that? Is that going to be like a weird split personality thing? Or was someone actually pretending to be Mieo? Or was that actually Mieo from a different timeline? I have no idea. Well, I guess you'll have to find out next time on Borderline Games. Thanks so much for watching. See you here next time to see some more Ciconia when they cry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.